지금도 그 사랑 받고 있지요. 당신은 사랑받기 위해 태어난 사람. 당신의 삶 속에서 그 사랑받고 있지요. 당신은 사랑받기 위해 태어난 사람. 당신의 삶 속에서 그 사랑받고 있지요.
First of all, thank you. That was so lovely. I think we're all very, very touched. We know how much your heritage means to you, and it would be just like you to find such a positive, hopeful way to share it with us. Thank you so much. I didn't know Eunice before our mentoring relationship, but what fun it has been to watch her evolve over the last few years. You've seen much of this growth yourself, since Eunice has been quite visible in our church community and contributed in many ways. Perhaps you've seen her helping with the children's choir and encouraging children in the primary grades, or lifting up prayers for peace on the Korean Peninsula and the reunification of Korean families, or performing periodically during Sunday services in clarinet solos and as a talented singer in our youth band today. I have to say, after I heard her sing, "Oh My Soul, You Are Not Alone," I found myself humming that tune later in the week and realized how Eunice's voice had really touched my soul. But perhaps the best of Eunice was brought to focus during the week-long UPA mission trip to Appalachia to help local families with household renovation projects. This is where Eunice's artistic ability and personable charm were a valuable asset to that team. She took personal delight and responsibility for transforming a bedroom of the host family's young daughter, Hannah, into a storybook creation, adding artistic flair beyond the simple work of reconstruction. Adults on the crew admired Eunice's easy connection with Hannah and her ability to translate Hannah's dreams into colorful reality. She worked hard, but executed the task with her characteristic playfulness and humor. She owned that project and made one little girl very, very happy. Few of us knew about Eunice's artistic talent before that trip. She had shared with me early on her interest in Japanese anime, but I've been so impressed with her artistic growth since that time. In fact, earlier this year, she won 2 gold keys and 1 silver key in the Boston Globe Scholastic Art Awards, a statewide competition. A lot of hard work in AP Art and other classes helped her earn that recognition, and best of all, a 4-year scholarship to Mass College of Art. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a showing of Eunice's paintings in our very own Betty Meyer Gallery someday. In watching Eunice grow over the past few years, I've been impressed with her warmth and kindness, her keen awareness of interactions around her, her deep respect for her hardworking parents, and her thoughtfulness as an independent thinker. She is receptive to input, but she knows her own mind and is not afraid to tackle life on her own terms. What a great way to be facing college and life, and our hearts go with you.
Hello, so I want to start by thanking Chris for always being there. Even though she was away for a long time and we wouldn't see each other for weeks, She would always reach out and say hi to me first and make sure that she caught up with me, and I'm really grateful that she took the time to do that whenever she could. And so, my name is Eunice Kim, and I am a graduating senior in the class of 2018. It's been a long run, and I want to take a break, but apparently this is where my life really starts, so I can't stop quite yet. I started coming to this church around September 2010. It is now May 2018. To be honest, I didn't think I would stay in one place for so long or attend the same church in that time. But I did, and UPA has done a great deal for me ever since. I started at the children's choir with joy, spending 2 years singing on stage and working to put on a small musical production. Sunday school was kind of small and not as organized as it is now, and nobody liked reading the Bible, but at least we all still came to the lessons. The lock-ins, dinner fundraisers, skiing, and Bristol Lodge are just some of the things I did with the church. If it weren't for the church, I would never go skiing. I know the lodge next to Gunstock so well that I could probably drive there on my own if I wanted to. Although I was always quieter at the church thinking I didn't fit in, we've come a long way together. The open-minded community is supportive and loves to chat during coffee hour. I'm grateful for UPA for being with my family, even including my awkward parents and brother, in short conversations while eating cookies. It's been a good time, and farewells with the good times are always sad. And so I wish UPA all the best in the future and hope that you will continue being the happy church you are now. Thank you.
So next we have the pleasure of hearing from Conor McGovern. In our mentoring relationship, I found Conor from the very beginning. He's very self-possessed, well-rounded, solidly grounded in academics, in his athleticism, and in community. And while he was, and I think still is, a man of few words, it has been very enjoyable to me recently to see him developing his voice and his presence, particularly in interaction with older people. His well-deserved self-confidence as he moves forward should serve him well in his next stage as he pursues his degree in engineering at UMass, as I understand it, the third-generation legacy. And while he's already helped me in some engineering tasks and getting an old motorcycle roadworthy again, once you get your engineering degree, I stand to benefit further. Maybe we can take up some more complicated projects. I've always wanted to build a trebuchet.
Alright, so fair warning, this is way too long. Alright, so when I was maybe in the 5th grade, I recall at First Friday, a group of us finding a buffalo head in the closet in the youth room, running around in little toy cars that we used to have, while wearing the buffalo head and chanting the graduates are coming, because I understood American history. I also remember us finding a chicken head in the closet and running around with that one. That was last week. So, well, many things have changed, some things happen, and most likely never will, which means you'll see me in 20 years running around with a chicken head on. As long as I remember, almost every Sunday my life was spent here. And I remember every 2 years I was always excited to be in the new grade class, hoping to spend most of the class playing hangman on the chalkboard rather than learning about the many sections of the Bible. I remember sprinting down the stairs when we were dismissed to get to coffee hour first because all the good food would be gone, even though I could never actually eat the good food and I had to wait for Mom to tell me what I could eat. And now I'm still one of the first ones up, but you know, I know what I can and can't eat, so it's changed. When being confirmed, I knew I was taking a big step further into the church and into the religion. This allowed me to feel much more connected and have a larger feel for the religion well beyond the remaining months I have before college, as well as giving me a community to turn to if I needed it. As many of you may know, this past January, 2 girls on my track team tragically lost their lives in an accident, and that following week was especially tough on members of the track team, being so close to them. And walking down the hallways and just thinking about it, I didn't really know what to do or how to help. And there I turned to their religion to help me through, praying for the families and siblings who I shared a good friendship with. This tragedy got me to make a vow to help others as much as I could and to be nice and caring to others as life is short. The best way to do this was through the church, and I now understand how much this religion means to me and how hard it would be to live without it and without the people here. As I got older, I noticed a great change in my view of life and my perspective. I remember feeling so cool when I jumped from train to train on the little playground. Looking back at it now, the gap was probably like 3 feet or like a step now. Obviously, I've grown a little bit. The mission trip helped a lot with this idea of putting things into perspective, as seeing and hearing the situations many families were in. They made me see things very differently and acknowledge what I took for granted myself. Although that may sound cliche, I found it to be very true. I say this quote a lot because it just hit me hard, leaving me sort of awe on hearing it. And while I was there, the mother of my group said, most nights we have squirrels, possums, or whatever else my 15-year-old son can shoot in his bedroom window. That saved me in particular, just left me standing there thinking about how I complained about eating chicken 2 nights in a row and not understanding that no matter what, someone out there has it worse. As bad as it is, it could be worse. But the trip also helped me realize that although you may be up by 5 points in a basketball game and it's a game point, you can still lose. Way to go, baby. The trip also taught me how to adapt to certain situations, try to satisfy everyone rather than doing something until I feel as if we're done completely, and not wanting to do something extra because it made things my break time. More importantly, adapting to food situations like ordering Domino's at church because the boys gotta eat, or going to KFC and just something about eating Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky that just makes it feel special until your stomach disagrees with you about 10 minutes later. I've always known that I had a church to rely on no matter what. That I was that group of kids giving me a break from unusual friends, not only getting a chance to see my family, cousins, and grandparents every week, but talking to other kids my age gave me a good change of pace of my life, but also allowed me to feel that I was having to fall back on if needed. Mission trip, as well as the many other activities youth has done, has strengthened this relationship between us. And one of the most exciting years was 6th grade when I got to join the youth group. The ski trips always ended up being my favorite, with the cram rooms and the long, very physical games with spoons, usually resulting in injury or two. And in the beginning years, we'd go sledding on Saturday night before we stopped doing more violent injuries, such as the story Matt told last year, which I'm sorry to say was wrong. Although the premise of the story was correct, people and many details were left out. Sorry, bud. We were both on 2-person sled, which flew over the trail into Mr. Jackson before flying himself in that sled nose. Joining my tour program had a big outstanding change in my life, which Walter may not even know about, of narrowing down to engineering I wanted to study in college. I had known since I was little I wanted to study engineering, but working on the motorcycle engine made me realize I loved discovering how things work and understanding that I wanted to study mechanical engineering in college. Along with this, I figured out that Walter's like the coolest person ever, going parasailing and riding motorcycles on the track going God knows how fast. And I feel like I jumped off the tall rock once. When I went on his boat, he proceeded to beat me in backflip contest with his hurt knee. I hope to stay in touch with Walter through our college so we can teach each other new things each day, such as driving stick. Let me drive that forward, Walter. But I know that in college and into my later life, I will be going to church, whether it be this one or another. I will be there, as it has been my life since I was a little kid, and I just can't imagine life without it. And the people who have always been with me. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Dana Dornbush. I'm glad to be here today. I always look forward to these Sundays in the spring where we get to hear all the different voices from our UPA seniors, and I'm proud to be introducing Kathleen this morning. Kathleen and I actually both started attending UPA right about the same time. I sat over on this side, about halfway back. She sat on that side, halfway back in an infant seat, but I was in the same time. And it's hard for me to imagine that she's graduating from Newton South in just a little over 2 weeks, and we'll be heading off all the way up to Nova Scotia to Dalhousie University for her undergraduate studies. It's been good to know Kathleen and get to know her a little better through the mentoring program. to see her deep appreciation for her family and especially for her sisters, and to see her very fact-based scientific approach and scientific values. I look forward to hearing from Kathleen today, and I hope you will all join me in welcoming Kathleen.
My first memory of the church was right over here, actually. I was being hauled off in my father's arms, sobbing hysterically, animal crackers clutched in my fist. I was being dragged away from what became my favorite part of church, coffee hour. Coffee hour is a time for connection and community. While we eat the food thoughtfully provided each week by volunteers, we are able to convene in an open room to talk and connect. Navigation of the tables gives one opportunities to speak with new people, allowing us to experience the tight-knit community, which is the UPA. I've always felt safe when interacting with the church. When walking home from Williams or after service, my mother would point out the houses on the side of the road, detailing who lived there and how I knew them. More often than not, the houses belonged to people from the UPA. When I started walking home from school by myself after my sisters graduated, I found it comforting to repeat in my head who lived in our community. As I grew older, other elements of the church took on greater importance. For example, the children's choir had a significant impact on me, and most importantly, joy. While managing a rambunctious group of 20 elementary school kids, she managed to see each of us as individuals, encouraging our unique talents and strengths, and providing us a safe place to work on our weaknesses. But it's not just the big things that matter. Joy would pay attention to the details in our lives, encouraging and cajoling our group, which, realistically, was more often than not. Joy, I can't thank you enough for all the patience, passion, and dedication that you gave us. The Christmas pageant and pumpkin patch are also important memories for me. I have always found change difficult, and one of the few consistencies at the church was the Christmas pageant. The music told the same story, and you could always count on a small person interpreting their role in a unique and entertaining way. Another one of these consistencies was the pumpkin patch. The pumpkin patch was always a highlight of my year, and I'm sorry now that I've missed so much these past few years as Canadian Thanksgiving and family gatherings take priority. Unloading the pumpkins was always a joy, and no matter where you were on the line, in a truck, at a pallet, or on the bucket line, there was always someone to laugh with. Those Saturdays mornings are how I define community, and I want to thank Don Ross in particular for making me feel such a part of it. Don let me work with him, managing the money, trusting me to size the pumpkins for pricing, but most importantly, he made me feel like a valued member of the UPA. I played a small part, but it meant the world. Arguably, the most important part of the UPA is the community it provides. And for me, this is most evident in the support and active participation in the LGBTQ+ community, particularly in light of the historical stance from the Methodist Church. The UPA's participation in the Pride Parade could be seen as political activism or as a stance for social justice. But to me, it was about embracing the marginalized community for which I'm a member. For me, that embrace is special. As a bisexual woman, our culture remains prejudiced and hurtful, and as I stand with other LGBTQ+ community members, many harmed far more than me, I truly appreciate all the hard work and effort that David and Mary Lou Walsh, along with the rest of the open and informing board, put into making the UPA a positive and safe activist voice. I've never felt that I would be discriminated against here at the UPA, and even though I live in a small, liberal Massachusetts bubble, nonetheless, growing up without discriminatory norms around me allowed me the time that I needed to recognize and appreciate who I am. And while I don't fully embrace the Christian doctrine, I know that this is a place where I will always be welcome. Thank you for your love and support throughout the years.
I'm struck, and all three wanted to, we know that you have received faith in different ways, all four of you. Evan, we're going to have a chance to hear your story on June 10th. Granville and Marilyn are still in Florida, so we're waiting until the 10th to hear from you. Otherwise, today would have been a great day. But we know that you are all going to take your faith into the world in different ways. And so we wanted to offer you a gift that was easily transportable. So if you would offer these gifts now, and I'll tell you what it is. First, inside, you will find a bookmark, and the bookmark offers the Jerusalem cross. That Jerusalem cross is something that's been a part of confirmation here, but it's also a reminder that faith has private and public elements. And you heard Kathleen share how important it is to be activists. So I know that you'll find your voice, you'll find your way, and we already know that you have the inner resources that you need to give you the confidence to go forward. So let that bookmark be a reminder, and then there's also a verse there that Cheryl wanted you to have. And this is from Jeremiah, and it's the idea that you don't need to worry about the future because God's already there. The idea is that the future for all of you is bright with hope. We are so excited for the journey that you have ahead of you. I am excited for the journey that all of you have as you look toward this week, but I want to give you one opportunity in our closing to express your great hope for these 4 people. Make her face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift up a countenance of joy on your behalf and give you peace, now and forever. Amen. I'm going to invite you to move to the door here so that you can greet people as they exit the sanctuary. So if you would just stand here. Graduates, and especially to hear from families. And so parents were given the opportunity to reflect a little bit on their experience with their high school senior, and they'll have the opportunity to speak. We're going to begin with Eunice and her family. So if you'd like to take a step down for now, and we'll go in the same order that they were in worship. And hopefully Eunice is close too. Eunice, are you close? Come on up.
I'm not so familiar to speak in front of so many people. First of all, since time goes very fast, people say time flying. Like it all, but we came to San Francisco like 2002. Eunice was 1.5 years. Then we came here 2010 in Newton, and since then we came to this church. She was like a little kid, like Julia, like yesterday, and then now she's growing a lot and heavier than me, and taller than her mom, so she's growing a lot. And then one other thing, raising kids is like so many surprises. Those who have young kids cannot expect there is a lot of surprise. And listen to one thing, Eunice surprise. I'm not sure, Mom, but surprised me is she chose going to art school. I never expected she's. I know she like drawing. I'm enemy, but what's the enemy, but I don't like it, and I didn't expect she's gonna choose it as a lifetime career. This really surprised me. I want to thank you, God, and God really, as parents, everybody understands, right? We failed a lot, and sometimes we have a hard time with our kids. But I think whenever we have a little bit not so good, God will be with the kids and daughter and our kids, and really be with Eunice, and then parents failed sometimes, but God always encouraged her to go, and I really thank God for this. And then second, I want to thank for all church members. In this country, we just four of us, our family alone, so we need you guys are like uncle or aunt, and you guys are grandparents, and I really appreciate all you support her, especially Pastor Doug, and then Cheryl, and then Ellen, and then Pei. Church staff really helped a lot, so I really appreciate it. And last, I personally really appreciated for her mentor, Chris. She already talked about you, and you really tried to reach her and try to talk with her, and everything you did for her is really great and very helpful. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Sorry, I agree with the where does time go? I mean, he was just baby Jesus, 18 years ago. But it does go so fast, and sorry, emotional. But we are so proud. And I'm embarrassing him. We are so proud of who he's become, and from the kid running around and chasing people in those little cars in the basement, having a hard time sitting still. He's grown into a pretty awesome young guy, and we are excited to see where he goes from here. This is really, truly, it's literally family for us here every Sunday, which is particularly special, but the extended family is very meaningful. Okay, I'm done.
Yes, we're proud of you. I had hair when it started, so kids are work. He's taller than me now, but very proud of him, as Kristen said, and hopefully stay connected with the church here, if not somewhere else, as you move forward. But best of luck at UMass. We hope good things for you happen there, because it happened for your mother and I. That's where we met. That's where your grandparents are. So, I just said that, and his grandparents, so then maybe, yeah. Congratulations, and to all the other seniors too. Very proud of you guys. And UPA means a lot to him, it means a lot to us, so thank you.
So somehow we nominated the least talkative member of this household to be up here and say something. And we also had someone who really did not want to be embarrassed at all in any fashion. Was very concerned about what we might say. So I'm going to work from some prepared remarks here. Make it easy on everybody. Every spring we donate altar flowers in honor of our spring bouquet of daughters. We have the three of them all born within a month of each other. 3 different flowers, all special, all lovely, very beautiful, and quite unique. Kathleen, you've watched you grow and find your way. It isn't easy following your sisters and your challenges, concussions, but you worked very hard to overcome them. Your persistence, dedication, energy, and ability to find a balance, we admired. Getting out and taking Spanish was genius. Now you're graduating. It's hard to believe. Anyone says how fast it goes, but it went fast. Your passion in ocean sciences and marine biology are taking you to Halifax, directions and places that your family's not familiar with, but you've got the independence and the ability to be successful there. We're very proud of you. We're very happy for you. We expect you'll continue to amaze us as you navigate life on your own. We look forward to the journey.